Check two. All right, if you can find your seats, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everyone to our first assembly of the school year and want to congratulate you on a great start to this year. It's been wonderful to see all the positive energy going on in classrooms and all over campus over the last really 10 days or so, and even longer for some of our new folks coming in and boarders getting oriented. So I just want to congratulate you, and I'll also congratulate our seniors. The class of 26 is off to a great start. I think that's worthy of applause. One of our traditions is senior speakers, senior performances, senior opportunities to share with the community something that is important to them. And we're going to kick that off today. And I'll say this to all the seniors in front of everybody. I want to continue to encourage you, if you haven't yet signed up for this opportunity, please do so. It is one where you will be happy that you did, and I know we'll all benefit from it as well. So to kick off that tradition, we are going to have Henry Wong come forward and introduce our first speaker. So Henry, come on up.
Dear student, faculty, and staff, today I have the honor to introduce the first senior speaker of the year. You might know him as the captain of the robotics team, or a computer prodigy, or the son of one of the greatest music teacher Baylor ever has, Mr. Oaks, right here. This student is a wise, kind person. He says the funniest jokes with the straightest face, and most importantly, he's one of the most sincere friends one could ever have. Please join me and welcome Mr. Brendan Oaks.
Right around now, 4 years ago, I heard my first senior speech, where I convinced myself I would never give one. I forgot who gave that first speech I heard. It could have been the best speech I heard. I don't know. But I do know most of you will forget mine. That's not entirely the point, but it does take a little pressure off of me. Either way, I told myself I'm not talking in front of the entire upper school. As school started this year, people were talking and asking whether or not others were giving speeches. I said absolutely not. 4 days ago, this was still true. I was not signed up, and I didn't even know what I would say if I did. 4 days ago, I already told myself that from then until 200 until 274 days from now, our graduation, I would not take the opportunity to speak into my entire class and subsequent classes. 3 days ago, one of my best friends since 6th grade told me I should give the first senior speech. I still don't fully know if he was serious or not, but I don't think he believed I would do it. And I was still thinking I wasn't going to. But today, I'm here to tell you what changed my mind. That same morning, only 3 days ago, I was writing a couple letters to some now graduated senior friends that are settling into college in the coming days. I wasn't writing little cards, but handwritten, multi-page letters about how much they impacted my life and how much their time meant to me. I've never written letters like this before, but I'm pretty sure I know what compelled me to do it, and that's my dad. All around our house, and his truck, and his office, are these light blue note cards that say just a little note on the front of them with a little quarter note, like the music notation, underneath. This is supposed to be funny because, like Henry said, he's a choir teacher here if you didn't know. He's always writing to people, thanking them, wishing them well, or just reaching out. I always see these cards along with lists of people he needs to write to. On these lists are a variety of people, students, colleagues, friends, and old friends he still stays in contact with. I really admire how much he keeps in touch with people, especially on these letters, but also often through Facebook and emails. For me, there are teachers that have become mentors, friends that have become family, and so many more people that have shaped me to be the person I am. I hope to write notes to these people years from now, and I also hope that you'll do the same. Write letters to those who have made and will make a lasting impact on you. Maybe not handwritten letters, because my friends and I will most likely text, because our handwriting is atrocious. But the method isn't important, it's the content that matters. If I had not been writing those letters that day, I don't think I'd be up here. With every word I wrote to the people I grew up with and spent countless hours with, I realized how much those times meant to me. I thought back on times where I'd wish I'd gone out and done more, never wishing I'd do less. So when this friend that convinced me to speak today said I'd regret not speaking, right after I wrote those letters and thought about the things I regret not doing, I felt like I also had to speak. I thought that in 274 days, I would think, wow, I had all this time to give a speech after hearing them for 4 years, but never gave one myself. So, 4 years ago, I said I would never give a senior speech. But I'm glad I'm wrong. I ended up giving the first one, and the reason for that is a whole other story. We've been given the greatest opportunity to go to high school, and not just anywhere, but here at Baylor. You've heard it over and over again, but don't let an opportunity pass because you don't want it now, but take it because you won't have it again. Will I regret not doing this later? Usually, the answer is yes. Because when I look back on the things I did with the people I love, I don't remember the times I was awkward or the times something didn't work out, but what I remembered and what I wrote about were the moments we actually shared. I realized the things worth remembering were the things we did, not the things I avoided. So when you're faced with a choice, don't pick comfort, pick the story you want to tell later. Thank you so much to my mom and dad for giving me the opportunity to be here at Baylor in so many ways. Thank you, Luke, for being the best brother. Hopefully, I will be where you are in 4 years listening to your speech. Thank you, Alex, for convincing me to do hard things. And thanks to Dr. Lovelace, who gave me the initial opportunity to thrive in the Baylor Robotics and Baylor Research. Dr. Elliott for carrying that forward and helping me grow even more. Eric as a friend and mentor. And thanks to the Baylor Robotics team, which has been one of the most supportive and meaningful communities to me. Thank you to my friends, who have not only pushed me to do well in tough classes, but also made these years some of the most meaningful and fun times of my life. And with a full year still ahead of us, and the privilege of starting off senior speeches, I feel obligated to say, let's make this year the best one. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon, for those wonderful words and being brave enough to start off our senior speeches for this year. My name's Amelie, and I'm in charge of the Chapel Advisory Committee for this year. And with that, I'm honored and privileged to start our first announcements of the year.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. It's a good way to get us started. Those of you who are returning students and faculty may remember a lot of what I'm going to say today, but I think it's always worth revisiting. I'm going to talk about hospitality, and I'm going to talk about chapel and assembly. Some of it's philosophical and some of it's logistical, but I think it's worth, again, revisiting. Let's talk about chapel. Raise your hand if you're a student or faculty and you are brand new to Baylor School. Don't be shy. All right, there's several of us in here who fit that description. Many of you guys came from a school which maybe had a chapel or assembly or on some type of regular basis, and others may have come from a school where you didn't have that thing occur at all. In either case, though, I would anticipate a pretty wide variety of expectations from you guys about what Baylor Chapel or assembly or both are supposed to be. And what I want to talk about is something that's important for those of you who are new to Baylor, but it's also important for all of us. Every Monday and every Friday, we carve out some time for chapel and assembly right here in this space. Chapel usually involves either adults in our community, like last week when Rev Farr spoke, or next week when Mr. Angel speaks, or people that we've invited outside of campus to come to Baylor and speak to us. Assembly, as you've seen today, will most often involve senior presentations and announcements, and it is largely a student-run affair. Chapel obviously has a spiritual connotation, and often our speakers will indeed speak on spiritual matters. Others will have a pretty serious spiritual background, but they will speak on matters of a less obvious spiritual origin. These folks will represent a variety of faiths and religious practices, and we do that on purpose. But let me be clear about this. Our goal is not to convert students or even point to a specific speaker and say, this is the right way, or even, this is a faith path that maybe you should consider. None of these is our aim. Rather, we're hoping to expose you to the world, or at least a good part of the world. Some of our speakers will not really have a spiritual message or background at all. In all of these instances, whatever the speaker's background, we want our visitors to help you see the bigger world and to think. That's what we're supposed to do as a school, right? Most of us are familiar with the school's mission statement. Baylor's mission is to foster in its students both the ability and the desire to make a positive difference in the world. You may also hear folks speak about the school's values, which have been around in some form for over 125 years, and those include honesty, respect, spirituality, leadership, academics, character, and individuality. Visitors, and even some of our assembly speakers for that matter, hopefully will make you think and consider different views of the world. They will hopefully give you occasion to think about the school's values. Sometimes speakers will even reinforce those values on purpose, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, but sometimes they may not. Here's a really important point for you to hear. They will almost certainly not always align perfectly with the school's values, nor will they align perfectly with your values or your opinions. That's okay. That's the world. That's us trying to expose you to the world. Now, having said all of that, let's talk about hospitality for a second. I grew up in the South, and we Southerners, we like to consider ourselves big on the Southern hospitality. It's important that we take our guests and anyone in our community who speaks in chapel, and we show them great hospitality, just as you guys did with Brandon. Our expectations of the audience are that we are always quiet and attentive. As you guys know, you shouldn't have your cell phones. You shouldn't certainly have them out. And you shouldn't be talking to other folks. You shouldn't be, nodding off. You should pay attention. When the speaker is finished, you should clap and show your appreciation. Even if you disagree with the speaker, or if maybe you don't think that they were very good, we should pay attention and politely clap at his or her speech. This person's taken the time to share some things that they feel are important to share with young people, and showing our appreciation for that is the right thing to do. If you truly and honestly feel that somehow someone deserves a standing ovation, just like some folks did today with Brandon, showing your appreciation that way is fine. Finally, if you wish to speak further with a speaker in chapel, even to politely disagree or perhaps delve further into the topic, we encourage that when possible. You can engage speakers by coming down directly after chapel and talking to them, or sometimes at lunch, where most of our guests will come afterwards. Now, I'm going to finish off here with this. Sometimes speakers will veer into directions or material that we as a school haven't anticipated. And sometimes they just aren't as good as we thought they might be. I apologize for that in advance. I've been here for a long time, and I was a student here for 6 years, and that's always been the case. Sometimes you just can't control that stuff. Sometimes they're really good speakers, but they aren't great for you guys. They're a good speaker maybe for an adult audience, or they're a good speaker for a smaller group, but they're just not great for this particular audience. Most of the time, though, they do a really good job. Sometimes they're great, and they provide us with invaluable insights and perspectives on the world around us. In any of those events, the good, the bad, the in-between, it's essential that we show all of our speakers, whether they're guests or students or faculty, the greatest Big Red hospitality possible. Magnanimitas, or greatness of spirit, is something we all need to aspire to. So please keep these words in mind throughout the year, and I hope you guys have a great year. Go Big Red.
Hi, I'm Coach Steele. I'm the Assistant Dean of Students, and I'm here to announce that next Wednesday we will have our traditional red blazer ceremony for our seniors. So on Wednesday, the underclassmen, 9th through 11th graders, you will come just like you would here in chapel, sit with your advisory. And then seniors, on Monday after chapel, we will have a rehearsal for the red blazer ceremony. Thank you. Go Big Red.
Revvar is going to show a quick video as a prelude to our announcement.
For thousands of years, life on planet Earth has thrived. And yet today, the planet's ecosystems are rapidly being degraded and destroyed. These biodiversity hotspots are the planet's natural capital, and losing them has led to over 38% of human-caused greenhouse gas emissions, reducing our planet's resiliency to mitigate the effects of climate change. My name is Philip Brave Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, an ocean state of 700 islands and keys, covering over 100,000 square miles of pristine waters, which is under threat. Despite being responsible for less than 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions, my country is among the most climate vulnerable nations on Earth. And so, the Bahamas has found a solution. Harnessing novel technologies, we've been able to map the largest seagrass meadow on Earth and realize its value as the ocean's largest natural carbon sink. I'm proud to introduce the Bahamas Banks Blue Carbon Project, the world's first market-based solution that changes the calculus of how we partner with nature on our planet, allowing us to protect this asset and realize the value that it provides to our Earth. This countrywide nature-based initiative empowers community resilience across our island and will sustain livelihoods for generations of Bahamians to come. Furthermore, this project is a major milestone towards achieving international net zero carbon emissions. Together, we are laying the blueprint for a livable and resilient Bahamian future.
So, good morning. I'm Jesse Young. I serve as chair of the science department, and this is Erin Woodrow. She teaches marine biology here. The two of us are going to be leading a science-based trip over spring break to Exuma, Bahamas. We'll be partnering with Blue Carbon International to conduct science experiments around the video that you just watched, whether it's working with drones and aerial LiDAR, underwater soil sampling, conducting water chemistry, and possibly even tagging sharks. all while snorkeling and scuba diving in the waters of the Bahamas. If you'd like to find out more about this trip, we'll be hosting an informational session in weeks 301 during community time this Tuesday. You're also welcome to email or speak to me or Mrs. Woodrow directly. Thank you.
Hey y'all, I'm Kate and I'm this year's editor for Yearbook. I just have a quick reminder for seniors to start submitting your baby pictures to the link that Miss Sixto emailed. You can email me or Miss Sixto with questions. Thank you.
I'd like to announce. Excuse me, I can translate scuba.
I can't do that. I'm choking.
Okay. So hi, I'm Mr. Chamberlain, and this is, as you know, Mr. Margio. Hey, Steve, did you know that the world is about 70% covered in water?
I did know that.
You know what's the best thing about that?
What?
Being able to go scuba dive in it.
I love that. And this is an awesome day at Baylor because we're giving you the opportunity to have not only one chance, but two chances to explore the great underworld of the ocean. Awesome. You heard about the research trip. We're doing a trip again to the Bay Island of Honduras in Roatan over spring break. So if those of you that are interested in it, you can be a certified diver or a non-certified diver. You can get certified on the trip or beforehand. So over spring break, we're going to have an amazing trip to Roatan, one of the great reefs of the world. Also, a shout out to Lola. That's her hometown, home island there. So if you want more information about Roatan, you can talk with her about the trip. We will also have a booth at the club fair, and then we'll also have an informational meeting. So talk to your parents, because we'd like to get you out next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. We're going to have an informational meeting up in the old chapel. Just gives you a little more details about the trip and what to do, what to expect, deposits. The trip will be limited, as I'm sure their trip as well. There's plenty of you scuba divers out there, so we're going to be more of a resort trip, diving the whole time. So there's just going to be a little bit more research-based, but two great opportunities to get into the water and explore the world of scuba, which is super amazing. And there's some trips. The kids that went last year, you can talk to them. We'll go to the same exact resort in Roatan. Mr. Chamberlain, anything else to add?
Just those, the pictures behind me don't really capture what we did because, there was this troop of monkeys that really liked Mr. Margio a lot. All right, and if you want to see a picture of them climbing all over his head, then come find me sometime later. All right.
I was violated by monkeys. I'm not going to lie.
It's true. It's true.
Thanks. Two great opportunities to do some scuba diving. Get with us if you'd like to know.
Good morning, y'all. Really quickly, this is not a sports report, but I want to acknowledge that the varsity and JV volleyball teams dominated CSAS and Notre Dame recently, and the women's soccer team has notched impressive wins over Signal Mountain and Hardin Valley, outscoring our opponents 9-2. And in soccer, that's a lot of goals. Also, everyone come out tonight for our first home game of the season, our first football game. Help us kick it off. And to that end, a reminder for all students: go and complete the setup for your GoFan in order to receive your student season pass. Your advisors should have walked you through with these instructions, and the email, you should have that email, so if you don't have any questions, ask your advisor, and they can help you with that. That is how you get access to the game, and we hope to see you all there. To that end, when you all dismiss, there is a small pep rally in the quad following the assembly, so make sure to stop by there and make your voice heard. With the help of senior leadership, we will dismiss from the front. Go Big Red.